Hello, ladies
and gentlemen. You are listening to the BS Nerds Network. I am Aaron from the W.E.C.P. Wrestling, Entertainment, Comics Podcast. Jerry and I talk about what's happening in the world of wrestling, movies and shows we are watching, and the figures, or as you dicks will say, toys, that we collect. We put it out every 2 weeks. Hope you enjoy it.
Hold up!
Aaron.
My name is Dave. This is Joe.
I listened to that podcast and I was like, I'm with it.
That sounds really cool. And then Chris Humphrey's hard fouls and Kevin Garnett pushes him straight into the third row. Let's go. My name is Dave. This is Joe. Let's go. This is the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the BS Nerd Show. Joe, you got anything you want to say before you go?
No, we have talked a lot.
We've talked a lot. Nothing left.
Let's go. Welcome back to the 42nd episode of the Boston Sports Nerds Podcast, the BS Nerd Show. My name is Dave, and of course, I'm accompanied by my two fellow nerds here. To my right is the host of W.E.C.P.
Aaron.
There he is. And to my left, I have the host of Joe's Fantasy Field Goal.
Joe.
Okay, so we got Joe here. Pretty telling by the name of the podcast. But
yes,
I may just say our fantasy football guy, Joe, going forward.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Our lead fantasy football analyst.
There we go. That's how you church it up.
Yes.
That's good. I like that.
Katie Reports might get mad about that.
Katie Reports going to be pissed. He's going to be pissed. All right, so let's get right into it. Right, we got a bunch of stuff to talk about. We got the Red Sox losing playoff series. We got the Celtics winning preseason games nonstop. We got the Boston Bruins kicking off regular season.
Mm-hmm.
We got a couple Balk Talks to knock out. I know I got something I want to talk about. And then it seems like Aaron's got one too. I don't know. Joe, you might just jump in on
I'll probably
me.
just jump on one of yours.
And then we have some exciting State of the Network stuff. But first, we're going to talk about the New England Patriots. Here, we're going to do our little review section. Preview, whatever order that goes in. We'll talk about the squeaked out win last Thursday against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. How do you guys feel after that game?
Not good.
Not good.
I'm fine.
You good? That was the most bummed out I felt after a win in a long time.
I walked away going, I don't feel like it didn't feel like a win.
It didn't.
I'm fine. It feels like a win to me.
Yeah. I mean, they did win, so you're not wrong in that assessment, but it just felt, it does seem right. I keep saying something's wrong. I think there's like 10 things that are wrong with this team.
That offensive line did not look good.
Does not look good.
The offensive line is bad.
Real bad.
That is the issue I got out of that game.
Yeah.
But it's also a Thursday night game, which historically are not showcases for offense, minus the freaking weird-ass San Francisco 49ers LA Rams game from like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
Outside of that, most of the time Thursday night games are complete offensive debacles.
Right, yeah.
It's also harder for a team to travel and play well.
Mm-hmm. Right, and that's which the Pats
you lose a day of actual.
They had a short
practice.
week. Yeah, they had a short week. They traveled to Tampa. They don't have Gronk.
Right.
Yeah, that was another thing. Yeah.
Right.
And Brady still looked good to me.
Yeah.
The offensive line, he has under pressure a lot, especially to Tampa Bay, which is like
the worst pass rush team in the
they
league
had.
going into that game.
I think like 3 sacks on the year or 1 sack on the year, and then they got 3 sacks in the first like half.
Yeah. 75% of the Bucs sacks, I think, right now are against the Patriots.
This has cemented my I don't understand what Josh McDaniels is doing half the time thing. Your best player is a 40-year-old quarterback. Use him.
Right.
I don't understand why he thinks he needs parity with the run in the pass. Like, I understand it's good, and he is running good. So is Deion Lewis.
Right. Yeah, he ran really well. Yeah.
But it's not equaling out to anything. Like, they're running well, but they're not. Drives are still halting.
That's true. But don't you think, like, I don't think you can have it both ways and say Tom Brady's your best player, use him all the time, and then also say the offensive line's real bad.
But
I think you need to offset that a little bit.
I think there's ways to use Tom Brady all the time and offset your offensive line. They've done it before when they used to play really good run stuffing teams like the Lions, like a couple of years ago when they
Those
had
extended handoff
Fairley
throws,
and
right.
Sue.
Yeah.
They threw the ball like 50 times.
Right.
Well,
But the throws are all like 2-yard throws or 5-yard throws, and then they run through the air essentially.
Right.
basically what I think, and this plays into what you've always said, they should just run. If you have a problem with your offensive line and Brady has less time, you know that.
Right.
Put him in the shotgun.
Yeah.
He's got to stop
It
taking.
gives him 3 steps
Right.
already back from the line
I
of
think
scrimmage.
they should run all the time out of the shotgun. Like you can run.
Right. You can
run
from
out of
that.
the shotgun.
Yeah. Right.
Lewis was running well out of the shotgun.
He did. Yeah. But also Tom Brady's historically better with a play action pass. So
You can run play action out of the shotgun.
You
though.
can run play. No, you can run play action, but you got to run the ball sometimes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I'm
Like,
fine with running the ball. I think the thing is though.
He's talking about lining up in an I formation.
No, I know.
Because-
I get what
and
it is.
doing that, you know.
But the thing is though, because everyone knows New England's backs are good.
Right.
You can still threaten with a play action and never run the ball.
Right.
Because you still have to be honest with it. If Gillis, and here's the other thing: throw the fucking ball to Gillisley.
Yeah. He
Does
asked
he
me.
have-
He asked me during the game. He says, "Gillisley have a catch?" I said, "Not even a target."
Does he have like terrible hands in practice or something?
No, we did talk about this a little bit, before the show, or whatever. Actually, during the game, he's never registered 10 catches in a season.
Is it just because he's not targeted,
I don't know.
or is it because he can't catch?
I
I
also
know he was the backup running back for most of his career, so I don't
Yeah.
know how much time that allotted for. But I don't know if he's a receiving type back. I don't know.
think about the teams that he's been on. When he was in Buffalo, who are you going to throw the ball to him, or Shady McCoy?
Right.
You're going to throw it to Shady McCoy because
Well,
everybody.
Shady McCoy's a 3-down back.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They're going to give it him. They're going to throw it to him.
Right.
They're going to on the Patriots. You have Lewis. You have White.
Right.
White, like you said, is basically a fucking receiver
Yeah,
anyway.
why can't James White and Mike Gillisley be on the field at the same time?
They absolutely can be, but also I would feel like if you're throwing the ball to Gillisley, that's a throw that I would rather go to White or Lewis. You know what I mean? I think it's a burnt play.
You know
I get
who-
what you're saying, like it offsets a little bit.
They
but
did line up White at wide receiver.
Did I? I was
They
going to say,
did,
did
they
I
did.
see a play where they had Lewis in the game and White?
At wide receiver,
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
so.
Yep.
I like that. I almost like having 2 tight ends in the shot or 2 running backs, like a double running
Right,
back
that's what I was
set
saying
in the
last week.
shotgun
Yeah,
with Lewis and White. Because now you can White. I could hand off to Lewis. I could
okay.
keep one in and throw
Yeah,
one
right.
out. I could
You
throw
could play
both
action
out.
to one
They're
can
both
wheel.
threatening in the open field and catching the ball. So
Right.
Well, that's what I was going to say is Gronk wasn't in the game to kind of give you that chip off the line or to stay in pass protection. You should have done that more.
Right.
You could have done it.
Right. I think this is a downfield team, and I think it's evident with Tom Brady now having. I think it's his eye on depth of throw per attempt.
well, think about their weapons.
Right.
Cooks, Hogan,
Right.
and Set are all down the field.
Right.
None of them are those short yards.
Amendola is the only one.
Right.
Amendola is your guy. Gronk, any depth of field.
Right.
Dwayne Allen is a waste of human space and life.
Oh, the worst.
I
my God,
thought
it
that
is
was
the
going to
worst.
be a
Good job blocking on run plays.
Yeah.
But as a receiving tight end, he is useless.
I thought that would
Useless.
be I knew it would be a downgrade from Martellus Bennett, but I
Right.
didn't think it would be this much of a
God,
downgrade.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I thought you would
It's
get
like Scott Chandler.
like a reasonable facsimile
Right.
of what Martellus was.
Catch, right?
No, he's waste. Granted, he should have had a huge catch.
Right.
And Brady missed
Brady
him.
missed him. Yeah.
He was wide open, and Brady has to make that throw.
Right.
But is Brady not making that throw because of Dwayne Allen? Like, is Dwayne Allen not where he's supposed to be?
Right, that's it. That's the question. Especially, there's a lot of that timing and precision type. You know what I mean? Like throw it to a spot, get to the spot.
I still think he has to make that throw because he
Right.
was open.
Dwayne was wide open. You got to get it to him there at that point. Even if he's not where he's supposed to be, then you got to put the mustard on it and get it up to him or whatever.
It was
But,
just
yeah. And as far as Gillisley goes, he was targeted 7 times 2 years ago, 6 catches. Targeted 11 times last year. Targeted 11 times last year, 9 catches. But he has 6 catches for 29 yards and 9 catches for 50 yards.
but 9 of 11 means he's
9 of 11,
catching the ball.
He's catching the ball, right.
How many does he have this year?
None.
He has
Okay,
no
so he has.
target.
I was going to say I haven't seen him catch the
Right.
ball.
Yeah, no, he has no
This
targets.
is the same thing they did with LeGarrette Blunt, though. Like,
Right.
When he was on the field,
Yeah.
they were running the ball.
Yeah, I mean, the difference is,
I mean,
when I think of LeGarrette Blount, I do think of a big, brooding back that doesn't catch the ball.
Not
I know he
necessarily
did, but
that
not
they were
well.
not necessarily that they were running the ball. It was that they were not running. They were not throwing the ball to LeGarrette Blount.
Yeah.
Right.
So like it might be a play action pass,
Right. He's blocking.
but
that's going
LeGarrette
elsewhere.
Blount is hitting the ball. So
Yeah.
that's one less person the defense has to cover
Right.
because they know Blount isn't getting the ball.
And if he does, he's not that fast.
This is just, to me, I just think this Patriots team is different than we're used to because it's a vertical offense. And we're so used to
Could you
3 seconds. You know, like, and I think you brought up last week that on this team that they wouldn't have punted yet. They wouldn't, you know.
Could you imagine?
'Cause then
Could
you
you
could do whatever.
imagine if this team had Julian Edelman?
Yeah, and that would have been nice. You know what I mean? I would have liked that very much, sir.
It would be insane.
But
The
I think
offense
now,
would be
I think
insane.
you're left with if they get on Amendola, everything's 15, 20 yards out. You know what I'm saying? Like
But that doesn't help the offensive line situation because now
Right.
you have to block longer.
That's what I'm saying. So they're saying Brady is taking longer for Brady to get rid of the ball, but his physical release time is faster than it was last year. So his throwing motion is faster, but he's not getting. Remember, it was like 1.8 seconds,
Yeah.
and they would do those little things like Chris Collins was like, "Oh man, he gets the ball really fast," or whatever. Those aren't happening because
the
it's
thing
4 or
is-
5, and how many times you see him stand there,
Yeah.
and then it's like even when the offensive line's holding up, or someone breaks through, he does the step up, gets
Yeah.
deeper into the pocket, and then it's just like 25 yards, pass broken up or completed, whatever. It's exciting, but they don't have that same, especially no Gronk last week.
Yeah.
Like you said, he even plays into that short game a little bit. He goes straight up the seam too, but he could be 7 to 15 yards as opposed to 15. You know, I mean, he may take some of that intermediate game, or he brings some of that intermediate game also. And now it just feels like without him, it's like, all right, we're going 30 yards.
But
We're
here's
going
the
30 yards
thing.
at a time
The thing is, I think they could replicate that short
with James White.
with those running
Right.
backs.
Yeah, right. I agree with
If you focus on throwing to the running backs, I think you can replicate that short, quick like offense that you used to have with Edelman,
Right.
even in his absence.
White has shown you that he can catch. Obviously.
Right.
You could line him up out there in the slot, quick slant, just to get the defense honoring that. And then you hit him with the play action, go deep.
Right, right.
And you know
And
what?
Brady's got the best pump fake in football. So you hit him with that hard pump to White, slant over the middle, safety dives down. There's Hogan, there's Cooks, there's whoever, Dorsett, whoever
But see, that's what I put on. I put that on two people. I put that on Brady, and I put that on McDaniels.
Yeah.
I put on McDaniels for making that game plan
Right.
and not fucking
Not utilizing it.
not
Right.
knowing what he can do with his players.
Right.
And two, I put that on Brady because Brady should be able to. And like you said, they have a trust thing.
Right, right.
But audible out, man. You see it's not working. Do something about it.
But the thing that's tough to say is, like, their offense has been good.
Yeah.
So like, it's tough to say, like, it's not working. I know what you mean. Like, they sputter a lot. They do die out a lot. A lot of drive killers. But how much of it is stupid stuff, too? Like, fucking Nate Solder holding all night.
Nate Solder is the worst offensive lineman on the team.
Oh, my God. He's so bad. I mean, Shaq Mason got physically outplayed a lot last week.
Yeah, but Shaq
Nate
Mason was
Solder,
probably on
McCoy.
Yeah,
right.
Who is by far and away the best defensive lineman
On the
on
Bucs,
the Bucks,
and he's a top 5 tackle.
Yeah,
Right.
He's a very, very hard to block.
Right.
So it's not shocking that Shaq Mason had a rough game against
Joe McCoy. Right. Yeah. I get you.
But
no, Nate Solder.
Nate
holy
Solder
shit.
not being able to block anyone so far this year.
And the back-to-back fucking roughing the passers. I mean, I've never seen. I texted my dad halfway. I said, "This is not the New England Patriots. Like,
But the
this
thing
is not
is-
the team that I'm so used to." And I'm a spoiled Patriots fan. You know what I mean? We're 3-2. We're one game out of the division, right? Half a game back, whatever we are.
They're all tied.
All tied. So we
They're
lose
all
the
3-2
tiebreaker right now. Yeah. So we fucking
Oh, except for the Dolphins are 2-2.
yeah, 2-2, right? So 3-2 is pretty good. You're tied for your division lead, and 3-2 is better than 1-4, half the league right now.
And you haven't played a division game yet.
And right, exactly. Yeah, I feel like, oh man, what is wrong with this team? You know what I mean? Like, imagine being a Browns fan and being 3-2 right now and being like, oh yeah, we score 30 points a game on average or whatever. You know what I mean? And if we're like, oh god, something's wrong. But That's dumb. Like, undisciplined type shit. The penalties are crazy. Again, that's 2 games for over 100 yards this year in penalties.
Yeah,
it's
they're not playing as clean as they normally are. But some of that shit, I just don't understand. So they got 2 roughing the passer calls.
Yeah.
And then before that, though, Brady throws a ball, and then the dude comes through and hits him in the knees.
Oh my God! Yeah,
there's no flag.
Right,
like you can't hit a quarterback in the knees. You can't dive at a quarterback.
That's
the Carson Palmer rule.
I put that up on both Twitter and our Facebook. Like, hey, isn't there a rule against diving at the quarterback's legs? Just asking for a friend.
Let's correct that. It is the Carson Palmer rule.
It's the Carson Palmer rule.
It is not the Tom Brady rule.
Right.
Like some of you idiots like to say.
Right.
It was put into place because of Carson Palmer before Brady ever blew out his ACL.
Right. True story.
Look it up.
So we've talked about the fucking offense,
right,
and their lows.
Yeah.
The defense.
What do you guys think? Was it a pick-me-up game, you think?
All right. Yeah, they kept the score low.
Right.
Jameis Winston threw for 334 yards and a touchdown.
Right. Just like every other quarterback we face. And it's
Doug Martin.
1 touchdown.
Doug Martin had 13 rushes for 74 yards in his first game back and a rushing touchdown.
Right.
And you had Jackson had 5 catches for 106 yards.
This is why I'm not worried about it. How many catches did Mike Evans have?
I didn't write down his stats.
He had like 4 catches for 40 yards or
not much
yards.
For a whole
Mike
lot.
Evans was neutralized. He's by far their best receiver. He was completely neutralized. Doug Martin had all 70 of those yards on that one drive down the field that they had where they couldn't stop him.
Right.
Second half hits, Doug Martin's out of the game.
Right.
So that's a halftime like, all right, well, obviously we didn't plan for Doug Martin to be like this.
Yeah, as good as he was.
So now he's gone.
Yep.
So now you neutralized Mike Evans and Doug Martin. It's almost impossible to neutralize an entire professional NFL team.
Right.
So I'm perfectly fine with Deshaun Jackson catching some passes in soft coverage and then just using his speed to get away from people.
Like the throw that we talked about where Butler gave him the underneath and then he just hit the slant, split the safeties, and was up for 50 yards or whatever.
That's just Butler respecting the speed and them calling a good play call.
Right.
Like, you can't always stop them.
Right. Mike Evans had 5 for 49.
Yeah, that's if you're going to hold a top 5 receiver in the NFL to 5 catches for 49 yards and no touchdown,
It's good.
and then essentially destroy their run game in the second half, I'll take that. I mean, Jameis, and this is my problem with the Patriots' defensive play calling so far this year. They are the least aggressive team on defense I've ever seen in my life. They call stuff in the first half that works. They limited Tampa Bay in the first half. They had that one drive where Doug Martin took control.
Yep.
Other than that, Jameis Winston did not look good in the first half.
Right.
But to that point, you didn't get... to that point, you're not getting aggressive. There's 3 games so far that you haven't gotten an interception in.
Right.
Against the Bucs, the Saints, and the Chiefs.
That's not even what I'm talking about.
No, but I'm talking about that. Like, you have 3 interceptions on the year, and one of them was like, I think it like fell into like
Gilmore's lap.
Like, it was a horribly thrown ball by a rookie quarterback.
I think one was actually a Hail Mary too.
Maybe.
At the end
Harmon had one.
at the end of the Texans.
As I say, Gilmore has one, Harmon has one, and Butler has one.
Yeah,
Butler might be. Butler might be the only one that actually was an athletic play.
Right. It was a bad throw, but he made the play on it.
But what I'm talking about is they're running this man defense on Evans and Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah.
With Gilmore on Evans and Butler on Deshaun Jackson, and Tampa Bay cannot throw the ball against them. They are struggling a lot. They managed to get some ground with the run game, but they are really struggling throwing the ball.
Right.
Second half, they switch to this soft zone now that they're up, and then they start getting torched. And they do this.
They do that a lot.
All the time. Because Belichick is afraid to give up a big play.
That's what I was going to say.
But
That's
don't
Belichick.
be afraid. Because what you're doing is working, and there's a reason it's working. It's because it's the best defense to run.
Right.
So I don't understand why they constantly switch to this soft zone where it's like, oh, well, bend but don't break, because they're breaking.
But you're still giving up a 50-yarder to fucking Jackson. Like, there are still problems with communication in the secondary. So why would you go to something that's not working?
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I'm saying. Don't
Right.
because it was working.
Right.
It was the man was working in the beginning.
Yeah.
I don't understand the switch to the soft zone because it worked in the bend but don't break years, but now they're breaking.
Right.
So
It's because you don't have the offensive scoring to back that up.
Right.
Where you could go, okay, if Brady goes now. Okay, we always assume games on the line. Brady gets the ball with 2 minutes left on the clock. Right. He's going down. He's going to make something happen. Right. He will make an audible at the
Brady has thrown a game-winning touchdown with like a minute on the clock?
Yeah, a couple times. Just a couple.
By the way, people reacted to Aaron Rodgers doing it. I would think he was the first one to ever do it.
Yeah.
But to my point is, like, you're just it's just tough, like, to watch it. The play calling is just so mediocre at fucking best. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not. There's no sense of urgency.
Right.
Hey, we got him on the fucking ropes. Let's keep him there. Mm-hmm. Let's finish him for the knockout.
Yeah, please stop switching to the soft zone.
You already pulled Gronk from the game, so what the shit?
You don't have a pass rush to run a soft zone.
Right.
Granted, like Trey Flowers and
Wise
look good, and the other kid that's taken over at defensive tackle.
Oh, I forget his name, but I know who you're talking about.
He's like a rookie.
Yeah.
He like pretty much took Valentine's spot.
Yeah, he had a really good game too. I can't think of his name now. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's like Coleman or something like that.
Yeah, I don't Butler.
Butler. It's Butler. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's Malcolm Brown, and
then there's Malcolm Butler, and then there's whatever Butler.
Yeah.
It is Butler.
Butler
he's played well.
Has played really good too. You do have a pass rush, but it's not a super strong pass rush.
No. Especially
not strong enough to just sit in soft zone.
Here's one question I have to ask. If you've watched the success of Houston, hypothetically, where they put their two best pass rushers on the same side and make them do a twist.
Right.
Why don't you do that with Hightower and Wise, or Hightower and Flowers, or Flowers and Wise?
Because I don't think either
and put
one of
Guy or somebody that you know is like just going to hold his ground, be like a solid guy to hold his ground if they try to run the ball at him.
Yeah.
Why don't you do that? Especially passing downs, when you know it's like an obvious passing down.
My answer to that would be, and Joe's going to jump across the table, is because I don't think either one of those guys is good enough to do it. Like, Hightower's not better than Clowney.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm not trying. It's a bad comparison. But my point is, if you have guys that you consider your pass rushers, shouldn't you take your two best pass rushers and put them like? Right. I understand. Yeah. But every game we see, there's an offensive lineman that's nicked up, or an offensive lineman that's not playing this week, or there's a rookie starting his first game. Why aren't you doing it on that side, picking on it?
I think the problem is that just because, like I said, like I don't think they're good enough to do it. So if they can't get through, now you have your two best guys jammed up and fucking who over there? You know what I mean? Like at least if you come from two different sides, if you can beat. But
it also
it's an interesting point, though.
You're not getting to them anyway. Why not try something?
It also makes it easier for the running back that's staying in to know what side he's going to block from. Because if you put your two best pass rushers on the right, he's going to block the right side.
You'll see whoever tapped
and then
their foot.
He's not worried about the left side getting through.
Yeah, but here's the thing. If you do a twist,
right,
you do a twist. And you can't do it all the time.
I think you can. I think you could line them up on opposite sides and still stunt.
No, they're going to. And that's the other thing is like...
the Pats don't really stunt, though.
No, they're not a blitzing team.
That's the aggression that we're
talking about. It's very, like you said, it's hey, we're playing...
Right.
We're standing here and we're not letting them pass.
Up. Right. Once they score some points, now it's like we're going to switch to soft zone.
They're a passing lane defense. That's what they are. They stay in their spots, you know what I mean? And they try to get through, but most of them are all alleys, lanes that they clog. You know what I mean? That's what they've been forever.
I'd rather give up.
Willie McGinnis was your best pass rusher in the past 16 years, and that was a guy that could do it with his hand down or standing up, and he could just run off the edge and go nuts. Vrabel, Ninkovich, all those guys were good, but Willie McGinnis was your best pure pass rusher, and he could stop the run. He could, I mean, he was your best outside linebacker.
He was a top 10 pick,
right?
NFL.
Right.
And not that top 10 picks always turn out Jamarcus Russell, but like you can be a top 10 pick and just be a like a Gerard Mayo, those guys that they're steady their whole career and they can play really well.
Yeah, that's true.
disappointed I've seen from the coaching staff. It doesn't seem like they know what the shit they're doing. And I get it. Like you said, it's a fucking short week. You lost a day of planning a day of practice because you have to travel to get there. So essentially you practice maybe a day and a half and have to get on and fly to Florida. And then you're there for a half a day going over your game plan, and then the next day you're playing that game.
Right.
And it's on a Thursday night when you're normally like, hey, this is our last day of pads, let's go ice up.
Right.
That's the other thing.
It's true. Yeah, and we'll see. I mean, it's Jets week now coming up. So
the fucking Jets.
And there's one. I was listening to EI. They were talking about the mood that Bill has when they beat the Jets. He is just exuberant during those interviews. Now, if they lose to the Jets, it'll be the worst. And he'll be in the worst mood. They're not going to lose to the Jets. I don't feel that they will. But
I don't know, man. You're not very confident there, Dave.
They're not going to lose to the Jets.
I don't feel that they will. I think that they'll win the game. But Christian Fourier was talking about how Bill would treat this week. I mean, he's like, if it was up to Bill and he could still do pads every day, he would this week and just get them going or whatever. He says the Jets. He loves playing against the Jets. So I don't know what that means. You know what I mean? But I don't know how that is. But it's interesting.
The only takeaway I took from the week before is their defense started to at least prevent a lot of points from scoring. Mm-hmm. Even though you gave up a lot of yards, you didn't give up the touchdowns. Mm-hmm. But against the Jets, this would be a great week for you to hey, let's try something, because the odds of them actually fucking beating us, we can actually scheme a plan that is very aggressive and see if that works.
Right.
Oh, imagine if you get aggressive, something might happen.
This would be interesting to see. I mean, they have about 10 days off. Yep. So, you can instill a game plan in that time.
Now, what's the deal with Gronk?
I think he's going to play.
I think he just had a sore thigh.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, I think
if they played on Sunday, he would have played.
Yeah, no, he would have, yeah.
Yeah. That's my guess. I have no real clue, but
we'll talk about it after, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean,
is that it?
That's all I got.
You got it? Yeah, no, I mean, it's sad to say, but there's nothing to talk about the Jets. They're the Jets.
Right. Yeah, there's really nothing left. I also bought a new laptop, and I do not have the prediction drop. So
take a look inside my crystal ball.
All you got to do is make a decision. That's it.
There you go. That's the drop.
We did it. We nailed it. So let's head right into our prediction time. Which you
Josie won.
I did.
Nice job.
I've tied the series up.
Yeah. Unlike the Red Sox.
Unlike the Red Sox, that's
we'll get into them later.
Yeah, we'll get into that. But all right. So what do we got for the first game?
All right. So first game, the Thursday night game.
Yep.
Eagles at the Panthers. Oh, I don't.
Well, you did pen.
Yeah,
we're all discombobulated.
I had it here and it disappeared.
We had one good week and then we come in fucking whatever. Just screw this whole thing up. Eagles at the Panthers.
Yes.
Oh man, Carson
Thursday
wins.
night game.
Carson wins. Cam Danimless yogurt or Danimless Newton. I'm gonna go. Oh, fuck, that's tough. I kind of think the Panthers are rolling right now. I'm going to go Panthers.
Panthers at home.
I think they're rolling a little bit.
Joe.
I'm going Eagles.
Me as well.
I think the Eagles are a better team.
Pats at the Jets.
Yeah, Pats.
Yeah, Pats.
What are we going for a score?
I'm going to go...
I was closest, by the way, last week.
You were closest. That's true. Thank God there wasn't a tie. I'm going to say 33.
You getting in on Aaron's weird fucking number thing?
33-20.
I'm going to go 34-17.
Nice. I got 4 touchdowns, 1 missed extra point from Steven Gostowski, and 2 field goals.
Yeah, Aaron's weird number thing.
That's it, yeah. What did I say? 33 what? 20?
20.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm going to go... 37-10.
Okay. All right.
Just something weird. I said 10 last week, so I figured this week.
I'm riding that 10 wave.
I'm going to run that 10.
Yeah,
10. 10.
We got 34-17 for yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dolphins at the Falcons.
The Dolphins suck dick. I'm going with the Falcons.
Yeah, me as well.
I'm going to go Falcons with a line of Coke, please, for the Miami Dolphins.
Have you seen that meme? It's like how does a dolphin snort Coke through like its nose hole, its blowhole,
Yeah.
and then it was like the actual Dolphins coach with like the or this hole.
Or this hole.
Bears at the Ravens.
Ravens.
I'm going Bears.
Ooh.
They almost won last night.
You're a fucking Mitch Tritz believer, huh?
Man, he played well until
He
that
did play. He
fucking
did play.
horrible throw.
He looked all right. He looked better than I thought he would.
And their offensive line wasn't playing too bad.
Yeah.
Okay. Browns at the Texans.
That's the Texans.
I'm going Browns.
Yeah. Go ahead, guys. Pick your.
I'm going Texans.
I'm going
Yeah.
Texans also.
I feel like this could be the week, and
Yeah,
then
this
I'm
could
like,
be the one.
it's going to be the one. I'm like,
Let
no,
the record state the Browns will win, but
It's
I'm
not
taking
going to be the
Texans.
one.
Packers at the Vikings. I'm going
I'm
Vikings.
going Pack.
Uh,
Back to Casey Keenum.
didn't you see?
Oh yeah, freaking! Did you see him on the sidelines during the game?
No.
He looked like not Keenum,
Bradford.
Bradford. He was out. They shot him up with something in it.
Really?
He was out of it. Like mentally, looked like he was just like zoning out.
He was on that Miami cocaine.
Oh yeah, he was on something.
Cocaine.
Didn't you know Aaron Rodgers is the greatest quarterback of all time?
Yep.
So you're gonna go with the Packers?
Yeah. The only person ever to throw a game-winning touchdown.
I'm gonna go with the Vikings just to be different.
All right, let's do it.
Lions at the Saints.
Saints at home.
I just think the Lions are a better team. So I'm going to go with the Lions.
I do too. I'm going to take the Saints, though.
I'm going with the Lions.
This is make or break week, man. This is
Niners at the Skins.
Skins.
Redskins at home.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Same here.
Niners played Indianapolis tough, which I don't know what that means.
They lost to Indy.
They lost to Indy.
That's what that means.
Brought that to overtime. Made it interesting. I don't know.
Bucks at the Cards.
Oh, this is
That's a tough one.
I'm going Bucks.
Cardinals with Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
Revamped Cardinals offense. I'm going to go Buccaneers.
Joe?
I'll go with the Cardinals.
I think I'm going to ride that Bucks wave. That's my Super Bowl prediction, right?
I think so.
Pats?
I think it was.
I ride that wave. Bucks. Here we go.
Rams at the Jags.
Jags.
That's what I'm doing. I'm going Jags.
And that
Rams
score will be
at
6-3.
The Jags. I'm going Rams.
Ooh.
Jags have the worst rush defense in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
Rams have Todd Gurley. But that being said, the Jags have like the best pass defense in the NFL.
Yeah.
And the Rams also have like the third worst rush defense in the NFL, and the Jags have Leonard Fournette. So
Who did just do his thing last week, too.
Yeah.
Did you see the video of him waving the defender at him?
No.
He breaks like a run to the outside.
Yeah. And he signals him.
And he like waves the defender to like try and tackle him.
Really?
And then they lower their shoulder and hit each other, but the defender manages to like bring him to the ground.
He did get him, yeah.
But it was
cool.
still fucking awesome.
That's
he like
cool.
breaks the outside and he's just like
Come here.
fucking
That's
lowers
awesome.
his shoulder into him.
That's awesome.
Steelers at the Chiefs.
Dislocated shoulder, broken collarbone.
Yeah.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
God
Leonard
damn
Fournette.
it.
Chiefs.
Don't do that. I'm going Chiefs.
Steelers. Think about this. Dave,
What is this?
Steelers at the Chiefs.
Chiefs. Yeah, were they going to go 6-0? I don't know.
Dave, I'm going to make your pick for you. Big Ben
Right.
on the road
Right, yeah.
in
Chiefs.
Kansas City.
Yeah. No, believe I think the Chiefs are going to win. I just also believe in due. People.
Yeah,
do.
they're due for a loss.
Yeah,
just
are
not this week.
It's not this week.
Like
yeah.
the Giants?
Yeah,
They were going to win one.
not,
They're going to win one.
are they?
I think they win
They have
one.
They have one of the worst offensive lines in football, and now they have no one
weapons.
to throw to. I think it came out that Brandon Marshall's done for the year too.
Probably true.
Great.
That's probably true.
I
Brandon
have Shepard, so
Brandon
I guess
Marshall's done for the year. OBJ's done for the year.
OBGYN.
Sterling Shepard's banged up.
Tough break.
They have no running game. Eli Manning can't keep his mouth closed.
breathing heavy as shit.
Chargers at the Raiders.
Chargers get their second win.
How long is
Derek Carr is still out.
I guess
2 to
Chargers then.
2 to 6 weeks was the prognosis, and it's probably closer to the 6 week.
Chargers.
I would imagine.
I'm going Raiders. I'm just gonna go. I did it last week and they got hammered, so I might as
Spruce it up a
well.
little
I'm gonna
bit.
ride that train.
I dig it.
Giants at the Broncos.
That is if Joe's lock of the week is the fucking Broncos destroying the Giants.
I might do a Dave Speaks about that game. just
The
do
Giants
it. Fucking bet all your money.
The Giants at the Broncos. Is that
Right.
what that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. There's literally you have a better chance of the Pope getting pregnant than the Giants beating Denver in Denver.
Yeah.
It is not going to happen.
If that happens, you're gonna have to make a video of the Pope giving birth.
Right.
The Giants are not beating Denver. It's not happening.
I'm not going to be that bold, but I do. But I will take the Broncos.
So the Monday night game, Colts at the Titans.
Oh God, that's Monday night.
Yeah.
I'm going with the Colts.
Yeah.
Well, is Mariota back? Might be back.
Is
I don't
Mariota
know.
back?
Caveat.
You can't have a caveat.
Titans if Mariota's back. Colts if not. I'm going to take Titans.
I think he's trending towards playing.
Yeah.
I'm still going with the Colts.
I like Jaco Boy.
He has been playing good.
My Jaco Boy Brissett.
I started him in most of the fantasy
in
leagues.
2 of my leagues.
Yeah.
He scored like 19.
Actually, no, wait. Give me
points.
Colts. Give me Colts. I like Jacoby.
You're gonna question this next week. Be like, I put down
Yeah,
Titans
right.
and crossed it out.
The Titans do have a wretched defense.
They do, yeah. I'll take Jaco Boy.
All right, so you're watching me cross out the
Yeah.
Titans,
That was a fake sound effect, by the way.
and I put the Colts.
Colts.
There's like only like 3 games that we went kind of like different.
I have more different than anybody else. Like, you two are the same on a few.
Yep.
I think there's like 3 games that I'm
Like I picked the Jags, he picked the Rams.
Yep.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
So good. I feel bad singing it right
How do
now.
you feel, you fucking idiots, huh?
No, I feel bad because it was like I was talking to you during the game. Like we were both listening to it on the radio at work, and it was literally. I was talking to you on the phone. I was like, "Oh my god! Like, can you believe that?"
Right,
and then
yeah.
all of a sudden,
So we're going to game 5. Game 5.
They were tied. They were tied, or no, they were winning by 1. They're up by 1. I went to. I was like, "Fuck it! I'm just gonna go to like Walmart." Like every time I start listening, that's when they lose. So fuck it! I'm not listening anymore. And then I get leaving Walmart, and I just hear the last call, and I'm like. Yeah, okay. Pedroia, of course. You're the one that gets us the last fucking out, you son of a bitch.
No kidding. Man, no kidding. I don't think that's any coincidence.
Can I go home?
Yeah, you can.
Just,
you did.
you're gonna.
Congratulations.
You're going to the doctor today.
Yeah.
It's on Tuesday. He was going to the doctor to get his left knee checked out.
Well, that's got to be what's wrong.
Yeah.
That's
You know what's
gotta be
wrong?
it.
You know what's wrong? You have a manager that's a fucking pussy that doesn't walk into his locker room in it,
Right.
and you have 2 players that are shitheads for mines.
Right.
You have fucking Price that's a whiny little overpaid bitch. You have Pedroia that is injury prone and he's supposed to be your fucking captain.
Yeah.
And then your other overpaid player that doesn't show up until the fucking postseason, Hanley Ramirez, is a fucking idiot and a crybaby because he doesn't want to play in the field.
Yeah, they got a bunch of issues.
It's ridiculous. Like
they're not
all
good.
your young talent plays well. Like as much as I like get on Devers' fucking body,
Right.
he fucking hit it inside the park home run in the 9th inning to try to keep it going.
Yeah.
Like come on,
It's crazy.
They don't hit home runs.
no,
They don't
they
hit
don't.
home
They
runs.
hit inside the park home runs.
Endeavors hits home runs.
That's the problem with this team.
Devers
they-
has pop.
yeah, you know,
but he
you-
was only there for 2 months or
You
whatever.
got
You know what I mean?
you got to trade Pedroia. for something, a bag of balls, and then go out and sign a
McDonald's
bat.
fries for Pedroia at this point.
I'm okay with that. It's better than what you got.
Yeah, whatever.
He's not on the field half the time anyway.
Right. Yeah. Listen.
I feel like Price, you got to
go home.
Yeah. No, Price, you got to get out of town too. He wants to go home too. He got paid. He's done.
Right.
They're not getting rid of Price either.
I don't think they're gonna. I don't know what they're gonna do with him. I think the bullpen stint actually works. He's good there. He's been really good there. And in big spots, good too. Like, moment wasn't too big for him in Game 3. You know what I mean? Like, he held that. He got his hold. You know what I mean? It's on the books. No runs.
Yeah.
I think Farrell sucks. I think Pedroia sucks. I think Price is
It's
such a diva.
just so hard to fire John Farrell.
3 division titles. The only one to go back to back.
He has two World Series, right?
One World Series.
Oh, one World Series.
One as the manager. Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's had what, two last place finishes or 3?
2 last place. He's got 5 years, 3 division titles, 2 last places.
So I mean, it's just so hard to fire him because you're gonna fire a guy
Who just won 2 straight division titles
and finished what, 2nd or 3rd in the AL.
Right. But has gotten swept and only won 1 game in 2 years in the playoffs.
Here's the other thing. You can't blame this on him.
Mm-hmm.
Chris Sale had a fucking 8.38 ERA in the postseason.
Sheesh.
What was his? Did he pitch the last game?
Yeah, he pitched in Game 4.
He came in relief.
He pitched really well until the 8th inning, and that's where Farrell comes into play for me. I like using Chris Sale there. It made sense. Everyone's like, I didn't want to use him in Game 3 because then I'm like, John Farrell, you're trying to keep your job because you need Sale at some point.
Yeah,
in this
that's why they
series.
used Price.
Right, and that one worked. And then they brought Sale in.
He looked like a genius. He looked like a genius for like a inning and a half.
Right. Astros panicked, but bringing fucking Verlander for no reason.
And
he gives up a 2-run bomb to Benintendi.
Yeah.
And then now they're losing. Oh my god! Now Verlander you don't have for Game 5, and you got to sit on Geichel basically. I would have brought Geichel in, and then had Verlander for Game 5 because Geichel's already got the extra day. So it's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? And then you could get Verlander on full 5 days off, ready to go. He could give you 7-8 innings in Game 5 and beat Justin Verlander. Didn't make any sense to me, but
didn't come back to bite him.
And they lucked out, I think, there. But I mean, your 2 best pitchers, Chris Sale and Craig Kimbrell.
Kimbrell had a 4.5
right
in the fucking postseason.
Just bad. And it's fucking typical Red Sox pitching lately. You get into the playoffs. They don't have any fucking playoff wins. Who got the win? Was that Game 3? Would that be Fister?
Yeah.
Fucking, and I think Price technically got the win because he came in. They took the lead, I think. So Price has the win in relief.
Fister kept them in it.
Hey, Price got the win.
Yeah, right. They still don't have a start win in the playoffs.
Oh no, like that's
fucking crazy.
That's the thing. Like you dogged it until the end of the season. You had to use Sale so much at the end when you could have been fucking sailing,
right?
Literally,
yeah, right,
into the fucking playoffs,
right.
And that's the other thing. Okay, so here's the only young, talented player that I think that, out of all the talented players, like you think of the 3 outfielders, your third baseman, they just, for whatever reason, they got this young, fiery passion about him. Bogarts, to me, just doesn't come off as that guy. And he's supposed to be your home run hitter.
Right.
He fucking batted a .059 average in the postseason.
Right.
He did not show up against the fucking Astros.
Not at all.
His team just sucks. They suck. They just aren't a World Series team. Like, right. I'm not surprised.
But they're not even like a playoff team.
I think they're a playoff team, but it's
make it and then
do you think
it's like
get dominated?
It's like being the Atlanta Hawks. They're like the Atlanta Hawks of Major League Baseball.
That's a good comparison.
They're like we're gonna make the playoffs, like in the middle.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be the best team in the AL. We aren't gonna be the worst team in the AL.
Yeah.
We're just going to be right in the middle, and then we're going to make the playoffs and do jack shit. Right? Because we're not actually that good of a team.
Well, that, or you don't have guys that...
You do. You have good players.
No, my point is you don't have the guys that are fucking hungry and angry and want to be there. You have the young players that do.
Right. They just don't have any leadership.
They just don't have their
I
leader.
would say that this team is significantly more talented
in 2013
than the last team that won the World Series.
It is. I agree with that. They just don't have any leadership.
They don't have a clubhouse.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I think they think they go hand in hand.
Yeah, they don't have a clubhouse.
They have a divided clubhouse with there's Price and Pedroia where they're laughing at Dennis Eckersley.
Once again.
And then you got the rest of the guys that are doing win, dance, repeat. And, you know what I mean? It's like,
Get them out of here.
Right.
Just shift all young.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Trade them for something young
I would
just
honestly
bring up a guy.
Right.
And let him play second base.
Trade
I like
all
Devers.
of them away
I like
except for
Marrero. I like all those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, let them all go crazy. You know what I mean? Like, go nuts.
See what you have.
That was the Valentine year, right? Where at the end of the year, it was like, okay, so here's the Pawtucket Red Sox. And it was like just everybody, because it was like, fuck it, this team sucks, you know? And I think it worked because you wind up getting some exposure. I think that's where Jackie Bradley started.
Yeah.
Right? He got a couple, he came up, he was really bad, really, really bad in the majors.
Couldn't hit,
right.
Yeah, he had great glove.
Great glove, right. That kind of ties into, we didn't do the social media second on our page, but Katie Reports has been tweeting, and he's got a poll, and I'm just interested to see what you guys think for the social media second. All right. Katie asks, what do the Red Sox need more? To fire Farrell, get another ace-type pitcher, or a home run hitter?
They need a home run hitter.
Home run hitter. Yeah, I chose D, all the above, but they need a home run hitter. They need pop.
Yeah, no, I think you need one. The reason why I say trade Price, like talent-wise, yes, he's a fucking talented pitcher.
Right.
Does he have anything in between his brain? Like, he's a smart guy, but he's a fucking asshole.
Would you do this deal? Would you go Price, Bogarts, Pedroia for Giancarlo Stanton?
What was that again?
Price, Bogarts, Pedroia.
Who plays short?
You're gonna have to, and you could have Eduardo Nunez, Marco Hernandez.
Or you could...
You could grab a guy, you know what I mean? Or technically Mookie Betts played second.
I was going to say Mookie Betts played second.
I don't want to break up the outfield.
I don't want to break out. Yeah, I don't either. And it's an option, but
I wouldn't want to break up the outfield.
no. So
would
you do the deal?
The only thing is...
I would do it. Wouldn't that break up the outfield though? Because isn't Giancarlo Stanton play in the outfield?
Yeah, he's a left
You
fielder.
could DH for it.
Or you could play him
in left field.
Yeah, you could play him
Hanley, you still have day off.
You put Mookie at second.
Yeah.
And then you just put him out in the outfield.
If you want to break up the outfield.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't mind that.
I would do it because Giancarlo Stanton is going to hit fucking 50 bombs.
Right.
Easy. In Fenway?
Oh, God.
He's that
That's
right-handed power bat. This team,
I'd be
oh my
upset
God.
because I have a Bogarts jersey. But that would be the only...
I think if they make a trade for
I don't think
Giancarlo
that
Stanton,
they would make that trade. Like, I don't think...
No, I think
the
they...
Marlins?
Yeah.
I think that's not...
No, I think the Marlins would because they'd look at Bogarts and be like, he's the shortstop of
Yeah,
the
but that's
future.
all... That's
Bogarts
all.
and Price, though. I mean, Price is still a quality pitcher.
Yeah, but...
He's a shithead in the locker room.
Right,
But
yeah.
not even that. He's
But
going
he'd
to
be
be a
in
quality
Miami.
pitcher
You're not
for...
going to be in that media, right.
He'll be a quality pitcher for a team that'll be
Right. Right.
Yeah, but that's what he was in Tampa for how many years?
Yeah, that's nice, but what does
they
that
brought
do
him up,
for you? You're
right.
going to trade away your best hitter.
Well, they're going to trade him away.
Because they're not going to be able to re-sign him.
Right. They're going to trade him away.
Didn't they just
No,
resign
they
him
did just
for
yeah,
a
they just
huge
signed him to- Yeah,
contract?
it's like a $300 million contract.
Yeah, but
They're going to trade him.
my point is, like, they see that they need more than just him.
Right, yeah. That is a
It's the
lot
same
of
thing-
capital in one player.
It's the same thing with the Nationals.
Well,
like,
if they're
saying
gonna
the
trade him,
Nationals
then
aren't
you
going to be able
can-
to sign what's his name either.
I would offer that.
Yeah. I think if you're going to
Blow
get
it up.
Giancarlo Stanton, if you're going to reach for him, it's going to take one of the 4 Bs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think Bogarts is the one that is most expendable to me.
I
don't want Bradley Benintendi. Or,
No, I don't want to give up
or
your
Betts.
whole
I don't want either
outfielding
I don't want those guys.
core.
Bogarts can go.
Because they have other guys.
What did he bat in the postseason? You had
Who?
Bogarts?
.059.
Right. Yeah.
He's not. And I'm not saying anything. All right.
I know there's bad
your
series
best
and stuff.
home run hit. Like, that's the reason why you can't give up.
He's not your best home run hitter.
No.
Betts is.
No, I was gonna say that's why you could never give bets up for anything. Like, I'm not saying it to be
Betts
stupid.
is your Bryce Harper.
Yes.
Betts is your Mike Trout. You do
Yes.
not give up Mookie Betts.
Yeah. even if you bring a guy in like Giancarlo Stanton that can hit the 50 home runs, can you imagine what Betts would be playing as if he had another guy on his team that could hit 30 home runs?
Right.
Actually hit 30?
Look at the offense last year. And you had David Ortiz in there,
Yeah.
right? And then you had Bogarts had some pop.
Oh, yeah.
Because everybody's getting pitches to hit because you can't walk everybody and you can't try and strike everybody out because David Ortiz is looming somewhere. You know what I mean? So he makes 1 through 4 better, and then even the guys behind him because you don't want to start working your way back to 1. You know what I mean? And then the way they had it set up last year with Bradley hitting 9th, and I know they did that on and off this year, whatever. But Bradley had that 30-game hit streak or whatever last year. Everyone was raking last year, and I think that it's very David Ortiz.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's the fact that
that's what you're missing.
He gets so much respect from pitchers that there's a level of uncomfortableness around the whole lineup. But also, you can't put a bunch of people on. You can't
because he's going to hit a home run.
You can't nibble because he will get you, and that's what they need. Someone, even if Giancarlo Stanton, I don't think is even the hitter that David Ortiz was.
No.
He's got more pop for sure, but being that he can do 50 home runs even now, whatever. But he's no David Ortiz when it comes to clutch, extra base.
Well,
hits,
he's never had to be
never
put in
had
that position.
Opportunity. That's true. Yeah, I shouldn't even knock him.
And that's the other thing is like he's a guy to think about him like. We talk about like the media and like the kind of scrutiny. If you think about a guy that got hit in the face, had to have reconstructive surgery. Didn't he have to have like constructive surgery on his face at one point?
Yeah.
And he has to wear that shield on his face.
Right.
For a guy to come back from that, it takes some, as they say, chutzpah.
Yeah.
To come back from that and like actually go out there and hit the way he's hitting.
Right.
I hate to say it, like he's a good looking young guy.
Right.
He's got that, I think, and
He's got a good baseball player look.
Yeah, I was gonna say he just looks like a guy that he could get it.
Yeah. He looks like a franchise player.
Yeah, well,
he looks like
he
the guy
is a franchise player. If you find a franchise that will hold on to him,
right, and that's what, I mean, like like where there's like Derek Jeter, like Mike Trout and Bryce Harper, like they all have that like they walk in the room and it's different. You know what I mean? Like Giancarlo Stanton to me also has that. He's got a ton of pop. He's so powerful, and he's exactly what the Red Sox do need.
So
you could DH him every day.
Well, I was gonna say, but here's the thing. The other thing, if you want to play that route, because we're talking about possibilities of Red Sox things. Harper's going to be out there,
right?
He's going to want 300 plus.
He's going to the Cubs.
The Cubs?
You think the Cubs?
Yep.
Oh, that would be so dangerous.
He grew up a Cubs fan, and he was best friends with fucking Chris Bryant or whatever.
Yeah.
He's they played all through his entire life with each other.
Huh.
The only thing I was saying,
and he said he wants to play in pinstripes, which everyone took as a Yankee thing.
Right.
Cubs also wear
pinstripes.
Well, I was going to say the other thing with him is
he's going to the Cubs.
Yeah, but they got what's his name, Rizzo. Like you already have that left-handed power bat.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying
bats.
You don't need it, but there's a lot of money tied up on that team, and they're going to have to sign.
So great thing about baseball is it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah.
And you know what's great? You want to know what's great for your team? Winning. Right. And you know what you would do with Bryce Harper on top of that Cubs roster? You would win.
Right.
Yeah.
Especially in a city like Chicago, where the Cubs have been fucking laughingstock of baseball up until last year.
Yeah, they won last year.
All right, I'm going to move us forward a little bit. I think we're going to tie into two different things that sort of relate to what we were just talking about. So let's go to Balk Talk. I'll start it off when we come back, all right?
Mm-hmm.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
That's a book.
In this month's, week's, days, years version of Water's Wet, Fire's Hot, Dustin Pedroia makes Dave's Balk Talk. We kind of went over it already, but just a 125 batting average. This postseason, last out, it was so fitting the kind of year that he had for me. Like
his year in the media didn't help either.
Year in the media did not help. He has a couple interesting things about him. In 2009, in the ALDS, he batted 167. In 2013, in the ALDS, he batted 235. The ALCS, he batted 273. Not bad. And then in the World Series, he batted 208 while David Ortiz carried the entire team. Right? Everyone was batting 190 to 220. This past year, he batted 167 in the ALDS, and this year he batted 125. In his career, the American League Divisional Series, he has a 149 average. That is pathetic. He bats .325 in the ALCS, which is really good.
That's funny, kind of.
It's weird, right?
Yeah.
And then the World Series, he's a .238 with 2 trips to the World Series. I just think I fits the overrated mold that I've been saying about him for a long time. He drove his teammates straight under the bus, and then he did that fake bravado thing like, I'm a real hero, I'm the captain, look at me. Who else is standing here? No one. I'm here, or whatever. And it was just sort of like, okay, give yourself your pat on your back, and then can I go home? And then he goes home, and then what? And then what? You know what I mean? What did that stupid speech do? Like, I'm the captain. They backed their way into the fucking playoffs. He was goddamn abysmal in the first round of the playoffs, like he always is. Historically, for his whole career, he's been a goddamn horrible first-round batter. I think it's time to go. I think it's been time to go. I know he flashes leather. He's a good defensive second baseman, and he's not a bad baseball player. He's just an overrated baseball player in Boston, and I think that the dirt dog thing is well done. That thing has turned into a mudslide. He is just fucking so well down the rabbit hole at this point. I'm over it. I've been over it.
I think the difference is you have guys that played on the same team as him that, like, and I don't want to say this, like, there was like 1 year where, like, Ortiz's batting average went down because he fucking played in he did the home run derby.
Right, yeah.
And everybody's like, I don't know, it might be the end of it.
Yeah.
But there's a guy that, like, stands out in my mind that plays like that, but, like, the Red Sox and as fans, you never wanted to see him let go of. And that was Veritek.
Chase Veritek, right.
He was a horrible batter.
Mm-hmm.
But behind the plate, he made up for it.
Right.
But at the same time, he was also seemed like a guy that was a leader.
Right.
He seemed to have, and he's still with the organization for that reason.
Mm-hmm.
He never said anything like stupid in the media.
No.
Pedroia seems like he doesn't know now that he doesn't have Ortiz to kind of make that crazy comment, but it's Ortiz
right.
because Ortiz is going to, back it up no matter what.
Right.
No matter where, what position they're playing or what their position is in the playoffs or whatever, the World Series, he's always going to bat.
Right.
Pedroia doesn't do that. He doesn't back it up with his bat, and his mouth is writing checks he can't cash.
Right. That's true.
I just think he's done.
I think he's done. He played 105 games this year. That's 57 missed games. That's a third of the season. 2 years ago, he missed.
He's just on the back nine. Like, he's done.
He's a little guy.
And
he's a little guy. I think his body's
a lot of his speech was like a look in the mirror too.
Yeah.
Like, hey, I'm here. Like, I'm Mighty Mouse. I can figure this thing out. You know what I mean? And I think it more was like to remind himself because it didn't. Nothing changed from that moment where he's like, oh, I'm the captain. I'm here. I'm whatever. It's like, okay, like Gotham's safe, I guess, whatever.
Yeah,
but what does that mean? Like,
we'll back it up.
Right.
Go out there and show it.
Right.
And I just don't think he fits this team anymore.
Yeah, I don't think he fits the team anymore. I think it is absolutely the B's team, and I think it's win, dance, repeat. That's what I think the Boston Red Sox should be turning their page to as a marketing campaign. The laser show is over. Let the fucking
You don't hear him
B's go
talk.
crazy.
You never hear anybody say that anymore.
Right, the laser show is
And I'm not saying like just to like because Joe likes saying it and you hate it.
No, of course, yeah.
It's just
Part
genuinely
of the reason why I like saying it is
because
because
David hates it.
Right. Yeah, but right now it's fucking fucking that's it.
Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
that's
mean?
just
Like,
what it
dance,
is.
repeat. Let them ski. Let them do whatever they're doing out there.
As they say, let the kids play.
Right, let the kids play. I'm with you. And so my Balk Talk is hopefully for the last time. Dustin Pedroia. I'll never.
I don't think it's for the last time. I think he's done. I think they should get. I think he doesn't belong with this team anymore.
Yeah.
All that being said, I don't think he'll be gone.
I agree with you. I'm frustrated.
I think he will. I really do.
What do you have for a Balk Talk?
Okay.
I think it kind of tied into what we were doing before.
All right, my Balk Talk is Joel Embiid signed an extension for $148 million for 5 years, which breaks down, if you do the average, it's $29.6 million.
Is it the max?
Whatever.
Probably
I think it's still in his he's still on his rookie contract.
Yeah.
It's some weird exception thing that they allowed him to have like a 5-year extension or whatever and whatever amount of money. But I know that's not a Boston thing.
Right.
But then when I look at Hayward signed $128 million over 4 years. That's $32 million average over his contract.
Right.
All right. I understand and this is your thing. You love the NBA and they're making the money. This is why I think is sports as a whole, not just the NBA, but the NBA is what I'm talking about right now. They're too fucking greedy with the money. and this is why I say this. One, the owners are in it to make money. Right. So your point is correct. They are taking in a lot of money. They're in the business to make money.
Right.
How it affects me and how it affects us as Boston fans?
Ticket prices.
How the fuck am I going to go see a game when it's like $100 and something a fucking ticket?
Right.
And I live paycheck to paycheck. How the fuck does that work?
Want to know why? Want to know why no one cares?
Because they don't care.
Because people are still going to see games.
People pay it.
Yeah.
They pay it. And I agree with you. It's a shitty thing.
When attendance at game starts going down, ticket prices will go down.
The Yankees did that.
That's why it's like $6 to go watch the Cleveland Browns. Because no one goes.
See, but I would.
Right.
I'm a fucking, if that was my logo, even if I moved to Cleveland for some reason, I would go to the games.
But the steel bleachers at Schaefer Stadium.
I would do it.
The Patriots.
But if they could get away with charging you $26
right.
to go see the Cleveland Browns instead of $6, and they could still fill the stadium, they would charge you $26.
Right. And
they can get away with charging you $180 to go see the Celtics and still fill the stadium. Because people will pay $180.
I understand that, but
and still fill the stadium.
I won't.
Right.
And I'm not saying that people aren't. You're right. No, people are fucking.
Yeah, I'm just saying they don't care about you.
But I understand.
They don't care about me because I probably.
Are you going to do that?
I'll go watch the Providence Bruins.
That's what I'm saying.
For $15.
That's what I'm saying. You going to do that?
No.
I might go see a Celtics game. But it's not going to be like a...
It's a one-time event type thing.
That's what I'm saying.
One night for fun.
There's no way you and I can go, man, we're really...
Let's see the game tonight?
Yeah.
Go check it out?
Yeah, let's go check it out. First of all, probably going to be sold out.
Right.
Second of all, if they're already going to be expensive, then if you try to get them on the second-hand market...
Right, it's crazy.
Oh, Jesus. That's what I'm saying. It's just...
There's a guy...
My Balk Talk is the sports, and especially it just shows you, with the NBA, how much money they're throwing out at these players. Right. I'm not saying this to be an asshole, but how much money do you really need?
Right.
We live on $30,000 a year as individuals. They can't fucking make a fucking entire living on 200,000, 200 million.
No, I get
you can never survive. You can't. You don't know how to survive after that.
It's very communist of you, Aaron.
No, it's not communist. It's the simple fact of you're overpaying guys.
Are you overpaying them?
Joel Embiid has not played a full season. You are overpaying that guy.
If he were to be a free agent,
he would get that money.
He would get that money.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that. Obviously, Hayward. Look how much money he got. Now, I'm not saying Hayward's a bad player, but isn't he making more money than what fucking LeBron gets paid?
That might be true.
No one actually makes more money than LeBron.
No, I'm talking about when you're talking about their pure...
Contract.
I was wondering what that noise was. But the pure, just your contract...
He might be.
Yeah, I think he is.
My point is, if you're not the best player in the game, why are you making more than him? And I understand that's team-by-team basis. It's different markets. It's whatever.
Yeah, because someone will pay him that.
It's just crazy to me. I get it. And this is why it infuriates me as you said, you're going to go see the baby bees.
Right.
Is go see the Bruins is not cost efficient.
Right. I'd rather go see the Paw Sox. McCoy Stadium is beautiful.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying
it's just cheap.
I'd rather go see something that I can afford and still get essentially professional sport.
Right. Yeah. Yep. No, I agree.
You got to trust the process.
Yeah. Oh, they are.
Yeah,
They're trusting it.
I've been the most critical person in the process. I think this adds to my argument.
Yeah.
If Embiid doesn't pan out,
right.
I mean, that's
a big deal.
That's a big blow to the process.
Right.
I just thought it was crazy, thinking about that, how much money he just got, and the guy can't even finish a season.
Also, Ben Simmons is a ridiculous human being.
Yes, he is.
Playing point guard.
Very ridiculous human being.
Playing point guard.
That is true. I think for me, I understand what you're as a consumer or as a fan. Right.
To want to go
that sucks.
I don't believe in when I went to Fenway watching people bring their 5-year-old daughter that genuinely wants to talk about princesses, not fucking Mookie Betts.
Right.
Why are you spending that much money on a game? That's their prerogative. But you can't even do that with your kid anymore. Most people.
Right.
because it's just too expensive.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people talk about how their grandfather took them to the game. Wonder why? Because Grandpa saved his money and was able to afford tickets,
right.
and knew a guy. You know what I mean?
It kind of plays into like how when we talked about it the other day, I was saying it's always been like this. It's the same thing. Like it goes back to my Dave speaks, but the NBA's been the same forever. Kevin Garnett signed a $100 million contract. There's a million people like you right now saying the same thing. Oh, that's crazy. He doesn't deserve that money. And God knows you're probably right. You know what I mean? A basketball player does not deserve over $100 million, whatever. But I guess you deserve it based on the ratio of what do you bring in if people are willing to pay it. And sports is one of the weird things where they get mad at, you know, we always say like, oh, like look at that bank, they make so much money. You know, the owners, they make so much money, and the employees get paid like, get treated like crap or whatever. The employees in an NBA team make a lot of money. Now, don't get me wrong, an NBA owner makes a lot of money too, but they're paid an exorbitant amount. Where we're like, they're overpaid. So which one is it? Are the bank owners the ones that are pocketing the money and they're assholes, or the employees of the NBA the ones that are the one doing the work? Are they? You know, now they make too much money too. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that to you. I just mean at some point when you make a lot of money, someone's gonna make a lot of money, and it's either gonna be an owner that's stingy and shoves it in his pocket, or it's gonna be a player. And we all say if a bank teller was making $1 million a year, as opposed to the bank tellers aren't worth $1 million a year. You know what I mean? So it'd be like you can't win. You know what I mean? And at least with the NBA, they bring in people as a form of entertainment. There's jersey sales. There's this. It all is going to get more expensive because they take that money, flip it, and turn it right. And I can't argue that with you.
Okay, I'm excited about this season. I'm not going to be able to go to see a game probably this year.
There's a guy that was selling, he has season tickets. He's got like $175 for this game, $125 per seat for the Celtics. You know, I don't know where the seats are or whatever, but $125, $175. January 1st, Cleveland Cavaliers at Boston, $595 per seat. I was like, wow. That's a jump. Like $175, that's still expensive anyway. You know
no matter
but
what,
it's expensive. Thinking like,
oh,
maybe I could do something like that. And then the $595, I'm like, nope, I'm not paying over $1,000 for me and my girlfriend or me and my friend to go to a game. Like,
but
no way.
Why is it at $595?
Because someone's gonna buy it. Absolutely.
To go see.
Right. I agree with you.
To go back to the Kevin Garnett thing, when he got that $100 million contract, was he on the Timberwolves still?
Yeah.
Who else was on the Timberwolves?
That was like Stephon Marbury, Latrell Sprewell.
Why it's okay for Kevin Garnett to get paid $100 million?
Mm-hmm.
It's because he's worth well more than $100 million to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Right.
How much money he brings into the Minnesota Timberwolves?
That's my point. Is right.
Is probably 4 times as much as $100 million. Mm-hmm. So to the Minnesota Timberwolves, it's like we're fucking making out like bandits.
Right.
We're gonna pay this guy $100 million.
Right.
And he's gonna bring us back,
$2 billion in
revenue,
and ticket sales. And
whereas if Kevin Garnett is not on the Timberwolves,
right.
Now what are they worth?
Right. Right. You know absolutely. Right.
What are the Cleveland Cavaliers worth when LeBron James leaves, as opposed to when he's there?
Right. Of course. No, and that's.
So I have to root for the Celtics to be shitty again.
If you want to go watch games.
All right. Let's go. I got 5 years, and then I can count on going to games again.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just let it all.
I'm gonna ride it out.
There you go.
Once I start hitting my 40s, you'll be see games again.
Be in rare form at that point. Anyone got a not mad at it? Anything you're not mad at today? You just mad at everything? Is that where we're at?
I'm always mad.
You mad? You got a not mad at it?
I'm not mad at the new NFL. Well, it's not new because they've had it since.
Hold on, wait. Tease it.
Don't act like you're not impressed.
Nailed the tease.
I'm not even mad. It's amazing.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, me too.
That's what I call a tease. Right
the new NFL, well, not new. They had it since the start of the year, but the change in the rule that lets people actually celebrate again.
Oh, like the Duck Duck Goose that the Minnesota Vikings did?
Duck Duck Goose. I saw someone do a ski line.
Yeah.
Where they all got in line and they were like weaving through the thing. So I'm glad that team-based celebrations are back.
Yeah. That's cool.
You know what's sad is like the guys that were really good at it aren't in the league anymore.
Yeah.
Like I would love to see like Megatron do something.
Right.
Like
I'd like to see like Chad Johnson, Terrell Owens get those guys back at it.
Yeah, but here's the one thing, like the whole thing with what's his name doing the Superman thing.
Yeah, Cam.
That's just corny and dumb.
Yeah.
You're not Superman.
He could do that before.
Right.
I wasn't against.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like him doing that's like it's
I want
overplayed. He did it in college. It doesn't mean anything.
I want the Joe Horn lift up the field goal post, pull out the cell phone, call
Yeah,
your agent.
no, I don't want that.
I want that.
I don't want that.
back. I want Terrell Owens pulling the Sharpie out of his sock, signing the ball, and handing it to the agent of the guy he just burned. Like, oh man,
I don't understand. Isn't it illegal?
Those aren't team deals.
Isn't it illegal to throw the ball into the stands?
It is. Technically,
What game?
all the time?
they do it all the time.
Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams caught the touchdown,
Right.
the game-winning touchdown, the first one ever thrown in the history of NFL, and then he just fucking piped the ball like 40 rows deep into the stands.
Yeah.
I was like,
Oh god, they do
That's
it all
not
the
a penalty?
time. They do
No.
it all the time now.
Well, no, it's a
I think
penalty.
it's a fine.
It's a penalty to jump into the stands,
Right.
unless you're in Green Bay.
Yeah, how's that?
also Travis Kelce's a shithead. Just thought I'd throw that
Yeah.
out there too.
Why not? I'm not mad at that. Yeah, so I think that's it. State of the network.
I mean, yeah.
Do you want to talk about the Celtics at all?
Yeah, I was gonna say like
Oh,
you
yeah,
skipped
I
over
forgot the
two other
Celtics.
sports
I forgot the
in
Celtics. Yeah, no, yeah, let's do
Boston
it.
here.
Let's do it. Yeah, all right, here, let's do this one. Boston Bruins are officially off and running. Started about a week ago. I have no information on them.
Hold on,
Go nuts.
I got my paper.
Go crazy.
I got my paper.
Here we go.
No, they fucking lost the other day.
Now,
Four to
what is
nothing.
their record right now?
I believe it's like I think they played
0-1.
one game.
0-1?
Yeah, 0-1.
Okay.
They played.
On pace for
0-82.
0-82.
They played the Colorado Avalanche,
Yep.
and Rask gave up 3 goals, and it ended up being 4-0. You have to Rask and Marchand have to be pretty much lights out this year if you're gonna make a deep run into the
Let
playoffs.
Subban go.
So Rask didn't stand on his head.
Not
no
at all.
head
Not
standing.
at all.
And
And it was at home too.
Malcolm Subban
Yeah, they let him.
will not be able to be standing on his head in Boston
Yep.
unless he's with, who was it? Was it
He ended up with. He ended up in Vegas.
Vegas? That's
Yeah,
right.
Vegas claimed him.
Vegas claimed him, so Subban may stand on his head in Boston at some point as a Vegas night.
Yep. Golden night.
Golden night, sorry.
No, they were looking good in the preseason. It's one game, but
About the Bruins team, the same about the Red Sox team. Like, do you honestly think they are a Stanley Cup team? Like, are they better than the Penguins or the Capitals? Or
no, they're not better than the Penguins. The Penguins, and I'm trying to think. I think the good have. Is it the Ducks? Yeah, it's the Ducks or the Kings. The Kings have what's his name from Connecticut? Quick.
Oh, yeah.
He's really good. I think teams that have that stud goalie and then have a couple pieces that actually can score, which supposedly fucking Rask is another guy. Oh yeah, he's great. I have never been overly impressed with
I
Rask.
don't love him either.
I just for whatever reason I have a friend like she loves Tuukka Rask, but
Got a cool name.
he is
That's
the
about it.
ugliest motherfucker in the NHL. Like there's some guys that are missing teeth look better than this fucking
His
guy.
name is Tuca.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope.
With 2 U's and 2 K's.
2 Ks, yeah.
God.
They are 1-1.
Are they 1-1?
1-1. Right.
They played one good game and then they shit the bed the other night.
0-4. That's
It's
a
just
tough
you
one.
can't.
On pace for 41 and 41.
There you go.
It's a long season.
Long season.
It's tough. Bergeron I think played his. I forgot how many games. That was his like X amount. It was a decent amount of games. It was a big to know. I didn't write it down because I was like,
Yeah.
But yeah, you gotta get something going here.
So you think the playoff team, but not a cup team?
Yeah, you're gonna make a deep playoff run. Cup is really. I mean, unless something drastically changes with the fucking.
That's how I felt about
Penguins.
the Sox. So playoff team, but not a series.
But like Carolina's good this year. Like there's a lot of teams that could really either and this is how I feel about like so a lot of teams. You either play up to your competition or you play down to the competition.
Right.
I think that the Bruins are one of those teams that I think they can play up to it, but I don't know if they have enough to finish it.
Yep.
And fucking Pittsburgh,
Yeah.
possibly 3 in a row.
Right,
Like, that hasn't been done in, I forgot how long.
Yeah.
Well, 2 in a row. A lot of people are like, we're never going to see another 2 in a row.
Right.
2 in a row.
There you go.
And, I mean, Crosby's still the best player
Right.
in the
In
NHL.
the NHL right now, yeah, that's true. For Celtics stuff, I don't have a lot. They're in preseason. They beat the hell out of the 76ers, and they did it without their stars. No Hayward, no Horford, no Irving.
And
Is that,
Ross.
like,
No
is that like
Morris.
the Pats going like 0-4 in the preseason? Like just
Yeah, I mean,
doesn't
preseason's
matter.
preseason. It's good work, I think, for a lot of the younger guys. I think it's really good work.
Rozier went off. He had 15 points, 10 rebounds, and 6 assists.
who played for the Sixers?
The Sixers had everyone but Joel Embiid out of
Huh,
starters.
interesting. No.
He has an illness.
His illness is
He made too much money.
what is it called when people think that they're sick and they're actually not?
Oh, like when you have
What's the name of that? Just like disease.
like Munchausen syndrome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what Joel Embiid's
Or you're a
illness is.
hypochondriac.
Yeah, hypochondriac.
Yeah.
Just like
You constantly think you have this illness or that illness.
Fultz played in 24 minutes. Ben Simmons played 26 minutes. Sarge played 20 minutes. Jahlil Okafor played 21 minutes. So most of their starters played.
how did they do it when Fultz and Simmons are on the court?
It has Ben Simmons listed at point guard. I'm not lying to you when I tell you this. Ben Simmons is listed as their point guard, and Markelle Fultz is also listed as their point guard.
All
So,
right,
I
so
don't
you answered nothing for me.
So they are both point guards. There's that.
They dribble the ball up together.
Yes.
Yeah, they just go
Hold
up.
hands.
Yeah, they just keep passing it to each other as they go up, and that's it. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to run together. I mean, you're right, but Fultz, I think it's going to be a rotation. Like, sometimes LeBron brings the ball up, sometimes he doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but LeBron is also a small forward.
Right.
Like listed as a small forward.
Right,
Who just
right.
brings the ball up.
I think that there are going to be times where
Ben Simmons is listed as a
Ben's
point guard.
so there's a
Which
notch.
is just a ridiculous list.
There's a notch.
He's a small forward.
There's a notch in the Ben Simmons category. Magic Johnson was 6'8" and also played point guard. So,
And considered one of the best.
and they're one of the greatest all-time point
That's a
guards.
different time.
Penny Hardaway, 6'7" point guard, turned to a 2 guard after a while. Tracy McGrady came up as a point guard.
Different.
All right, so that's just every era of basketball.
No, different.
Okay, all right.
It's not the
Brown-
current.
Make
It's
sure.
not the current era.
Okay, so
Brown had a good game.
Jaylen Brown played well.
He had 12 points, 9 rebounds.
There's that guy Semi Ojeleye.
Yeah,
Who was
that
the
guy, I
second-round
couldn't
draft
say his
pick.
name.
Yeah, he had 16 points. He looked
What an
good.
awesome nickname, by the way.
What?
Semi-automatic.
Yeah, actually, it's semi-automatic.
Well,
It's
no,
automatic, right.
it's not.
That's
It's-
that's what people say.
They
Semi-automatic.
probably are against guns. That's why.
Yeah.
Semi-automatic.
But his name is Semi Ojeleye, and they call him Semi-automatic.
Either way, it sounds awesome.
It is cool. I like semi-automatic better. It rolls off the tongue.
Who was the guy that used to play in, what was it, the Jazz? They used to call him AK-47 or whatever.
Oh god.
Andre Kurlenko.
Yeah,
I think so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Nice deep cut. Deep
You're welcome.
cut.
You're
I dig
welcome.
it. And the fact that you could reference that's a good one.
He's like one of my favorite basketball players of all time. Is that weird?
No,
He has a giant dragon tattoo on his back.
that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. Also, important thing to note from that game that my man Daniel Theis 9 rebounds in 22 minutes.
How many points?
1,
Oh, okay.
but we don't need scorers.
Not the prolific scorer.
Well, you don't need that.
We don't
You need
scorers.
rebounders.
We need rebounders. And Terry Rozier had 10 boards, and Jaylen Brown had 9.
I don't know if we need rebounders that bad if Jaylen Brown and Terry Rozier are getting 19 boards combined.
I'm okay with that.
True, and they've also won the rebound battle in every preseason game that they played.
I need to see it in the regular
He
season.
just looks so dumbfounded. He's like, God damn it.
Okay, just 3-0 rebound battles.
What
Every time they've won the rebound battle, they win the game.
What did I...
It's true story.
Did you know Matt Patricia was a rocket scientist?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you win every quarter in basketball, you win every game.
If you score more points than the other team, you win the game. Did you know that?
That's it. That's a good deal.
I need to see it in the regular season.
Right.
Just
I think
like I
they're
need to
gonna
see
be-
them win a playoff series.
I think they're going to be a better team. By the way, also, quick Balk Talk callback. Fuck Andrew Bogut. That's twice now I've fallen for his fucking tomfoolery. He's like, I want to be a member of the Celtics. Signs with the Cavs. I want to be a member of the Celtics. Signs with the fucking... Who was it? The Suns or something really random?
I have no idea
The
where he
Lakers?
I just
Something.
thought that he didn't pass the physical.
No, he went fucking
I think he just
somewhere else.
actually doesn't know who the Celtics are.
Right?
He comes in, does the doctors
Isn't
look
he
at him?
Australian? Yeah, he's
Yeah.
Australian.
Yeah, he doesn't know what actual NBA teams are.
So is Baines or Bynes.
Baines, Burn. We won't
There
do
we
that.
go.
But yeah, we won't do that.
But he's Australian as well.
Yeah.
I mean, as we found out,
So
he is.
isn't Ben Simmons Australian too?
From Australia,
Yeah.
it's true.
I mean, as we found out,
Right. Yeah, he's well put together.
he's well put together.
You guys heard Victor Oladipo sing?
Yeah, he can really sing.
Yeah.
He opened up one of the All-Star events when it was in Orlando, back when he was on the Magic.
Yeah.
And he sang a song coming
Did
out.
he?
Yeah, I
Oh,
think he
that's
did
really
the dunk
cool.
contest, and he came out
He has
singing
music.
a song. and
He has
can
music
really
on iTunes.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
No, he
You
can
go
really
listen
sing.
to Victor Oladipo.
Legitimate.
Where did he go? He went to Indiana,
Yeah, he's
right? He was an Indiana Pacer.
Wait, he was in the
Indiana Hoosier.
Yeah, but he's on the Pacers.
He's on
Is he now on the Pacers now?
Yeah,
Dude,
he was part of the Paul George trade.
Yeah, he's gonna be loved there.
Yeah. Yep. No, he'd be a good player there. And I think he's a good young player. Yeah, but fuck Andrew Bogut. But Phoenix Suns said they're up for trading Tyson Chandler.
Ooh.
I'll do that.
Yeah, but what are you gonna have to give up? Hopefully nothing.
Fucking
Second round pick.
semi-automatic and fucking second
Don't
round pick.
give up semi-automatic.
He's already making T-shirts, and you're taking it away from him.
Give up Theis or whatever his
Tice?
Yeah.
Dave's not
Nice.
doing that.
No, don't do
You know
that.
who you give up?
Don't
He doesn't
do
have
that.
a good nickname.
You know who you give up? Nader.
Oh, he does.
You give up Nader.
What is
Yeah.
Tyson Chicken?
Huh?
What?
Imagine if you had Tyson Chandler.
Tyson.
Tice and Chandler as your backup power forward center.
Get out of here.
If you had
with this
if you had
nonsense.
Tyson Chandler, right? The
I was
player.
with you at 007 and semi-automatic. I'm not with you with Tyson.
If you
You
had the
can't.
player
Your
Tyson
nickname.
Chandler.
Your nickname
Give
can't
me the
just
guy's
be.
whole name.
Your nickname can't just be someone's real government name,
If you had the player Tyson
and that
Chandler,
person is part of the duo.
it'd be Tice and Chandler.
No,
Tyson Chandler.
no.
It works. On a molecular level, it works.
No.
Okay? You may not like it, but it works.
Oh, Jesus, Dave.
No.
Tyson Chandler.
There's so many ways you could go with Tice, like the ticing on the cake,
Right. the
or
Tyson-
like
Right, yeah.
the enticing one, or
The young
And-
kids look good.
Tice one
They
on.
look good. Everyone looks good.
They all look good. We
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. Everyone looks good.
I know I just ended your random party.
Tyson
No, it's not.
Chandler.
You said
Do you
it.
get it? Do you
We
guys
got
get
it. We
I
got
don't
it.
think you get it. I'm not saying Tyson Chandler.
So yeah, give up Nader for crap. I'll take that.
The Tice president.
Okay. Sure. All right.
I'll give up Nader.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
He's been playing well in preseason.
He has been.
Let him ball out and then trade him.
Yeah.
What about Gabusele?
Yabusele.
Yeah, give up him.
Yabusele.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
He's a stash.
Yeah, he's a stash. There you
Whatever.
go.
Maybe he'll come to the league in 2 years.
Right. I think he's on the Celtics now.
Is he?
Yeah. I think
I'm
he's
gonna say that.
been playing.
Also, Chandler. I mean, Chandler's not really.
Yeah, he played
A
21
lot.
minutes.
Yabusele?
Yeah.
Yabusele?
Gershon Yabusele. Or Yabusele. However you say. I say Yabusele, but
Whatever.
that's because I'm white.
I'm gonna call him Smelly.
Just call him Yabu Smelly. Yeah, ew,
You guys
smelly.
are really ruining the nickname thing.
Yeah.
I'm trying.
No, do you guys
I'm
get it?
trying.
It's Tice.
No,
and
Just
Dave?
move on. Just move.
Dave,
All right.
Before we go into closing time, let's stop for clothing time. Go to facebook.com/anyweatherclothingco. That's the letters NE Weather Clothing Co. Or you can go to anyweatherclothingco.com. Check out the Facebook store, facebook.com/anyweatherclothingco. Go in the shop. You can find exclusive BS Nerds merchandise there, a hat and a t-shirt as of right now, with much more to come. Also, check out the other clothes he has. He also has a retro throwback shirt. He's got something for Foxwoods now, and he also has his own brand going. Go to anyweatherclothingco.com or facebook.com/anyweatherclothingco and use the exclusive BS Nerds discount code, which is the letters B.S.N. ERDS and then the number 17. That's BS Nerds 17, and you have to capitalize the BSN. So that's capital B, capital S, capital N, ERDS 17.
closing time, nerds.
All right. Really, I got nothing here.
We need to make that a T-shirt, by the way.
All right.
You come back from every segment with, all right.
Yeah, that's true.
I think we should.
It's closing time, nerds. ... All right.
No, it should say, all, and it should wrap all the way around the shirt.
Yeah.
Until it says right
here,
back around here.
Just like a hula hoop.
Yeah.
Like a hula hoop around your nipples.
Yeah.
Right. I get it.
A nipple hoop.
A nipple.
Oh boy.
Perfect.
Yep.
Are you still working to have pierced nipples? I'm confused.
Yeah, whatever. We'll figure it out.
I'm anti-pierced nipples.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
I'm indifferent.
Do you have a state of the network? Do you have something that you got going on?
No, I was going to talk about this week. Over the weekend, I did an episode of W.E.C.P. with Jerry. Made his triumphant return to the show.
Nice.
After his hiatus. And we talked about our predictions for Hell in a Cell. And it actually turned out to be a pretty good show. I was off, I think, on 2 predictions.
Well, what the hell? You're supposed to be the expert.
The only reason why I was off was I wanted Nakamura to win, and I felt like
you let your heartstrings.
I was like, I feel like it should happen, but I don't think it's gonna happen. But I'm gonna go with I went with Nakamura, and he lost. And then I pretty much said, I was like, I felt like it was gonna be a job. I got it wrong about the jump off the top of the cell. I thought it was gonna be Owens doing the jumping onto McMahon, and McMahon would be hurt. But we got the sweet turn of Sami Zayn. So finally, maybe this fucking guy will stop being buried by the company.
Yeah.
And actually get a push. He's a really good wrestler.
Good match.
And I don't know what that means for like his entrance music and stuff like that. People are still going to cheer him because they love him. Yeah, and they love Kevin Owens, and he doesn't really get booed.
Right.
He still gets cheered, even though he's a heel. But the one thing that I was 100% right on, and I'm loving it, was freaking the Usos won.
Yeah.
Won. So they stripped the titles. They took the titles.
Yeah.
And they beat the ever loving shit out of Xavier Woods. Like,
oh my God.
It was beautiful.
Yo,
and he looked like he was legitimately hurting. And I was like, somebody break a rib so he can't talk tomorrow.
You could tell he was like,
oh no, they had him handcuffed to the top of the post. His body's stretched out, and they're just cracking him in the ribs. And he's trying to bring his legs up to stop the shots, and he's still taking them, getting hit in the side.
Even when he gets up and then fights him off, and then one of the Usos holds him back, and then he's like, I was
loving it.
Yeah, that was brutal. That looked rough. I'm sure you ate that up.
Oh, I was loving it. The real disappointing match I felt was the women's title. It just didn't give you a lot. It just sucks that like they didn't get a chance to really do a lot. And fucking Baron Corbin, the fucking hairless wonder, freaking won the U.S. title from AJ, which is bullshit. Because you put Ty Dillinger in.
What'd you think of Rude's pay-per-view debut?
I thought he was all right.
I thought that was good. I just don't get Dolph Ziggler anymore. Did you see the no music?
Yeah, he just did nothing.
Yeah.
He just came out.
Yeah.
Which Jerry and I were kind of wrong. Like, I was like, hey, he thinks he's Shawn Michaels.
Right.
Come out to the music.
Right.
Wear the tights with the hearts on it.
Right. He's been doing like other people's music.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, do it at the pay-per-view, but do it upright, like with the chest piece and everything come down, like drop to his knees and pray and shit. Like, do the whole thing.
I like the music.
He did nothing.
And then just no lights, no nothing. He
just came out.
Yeah. It was kind of unique.
It was different, but it was like, okay.
It was dead, so yeah.
Yeah. Like, a lot of people are really happy that he did that because it kind of like, it was different because nobody ever does that anymore.
No, I thought it was cool, but it also was like, it's also boring. Like, it's also, it's pretty boring. But
he just had pyro.
Just have pyro.
Yeah.
Because it started with his music like na 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 na, and there's
and then just from there, no music, nothing but pyro as he runs down to the stage.
Yeah, but here's the only problem. Well, I was gonna say he'd have to run because indoors, when that pyro goes off, that shit is loud.
It's loud, and
they do that shit in Hartford, and that's a small arena, and that's loud.
Yeah, have him just run down to the stage
sprint
with the
like
pyro.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Have it just go all the way down the thing. And then
my other wrestling input was the thing I think you sent me, whereas Triple H is No Way Jose on WWE 2K.
Yes, it's amazing. Somebody went on there and put Triple H as No Way Jose, like gave him his music, like
the mannerisms and everything.
Does the whole, just basically does his entrance, and it's. I was like, if they could get him to do that for real,
in real life, oh my god,
that would be like. That would be 10 million hits on YouTube.
Oh, God, that was perfect. That was so fucking funny. That was really good. What about anything else?
No.
That's it. Yeah, good podcast.
I mean, it was a good week.
No.
Kind of just kind of rode Jerry back into it.
Nice.
Let him figure it out.
I'm glad he came back. Yeah, it's good. I'm glad to hear his voice again. The sweet serenading tones of Jerry Flynn on W.E.C.P. So that's good. What about you?
I put out a podcast.
There it is. Talk about cliches here.
Yeah. I don't know what you're saying. I never said that before in my life.
That's never happened before in the history of the BS Nerds.
I put out a podcast, another fantasy field goal. At this point, I am thoroughly convinced that you all know what fantasy field goal is. So, waiver wire wonders, quarterback defensive streamers. And
boom.
I go through the matchups for you. I tell you who I like and who I don't like.
Is it worth picking up the kid that ran for the Vikings?
McKinnon?
Yeah. Is it worth
He's
it?
the one to own over there if you need a run.
No, I'm not saying like the Viking. Like he's like probably one of those random guys that just hasn't been picked up yet. Snag
I think
him.
a lot of people picked up Latavius Murray.
Mm-hmm.
Some people liked McKinnon from the get-go.
He had like 6 catches, and then he had like I forgot how many yards.
90, I think he ran for like 90-something yards.
Yeah, he had a good game.
Yeah, he's the one to own over there. I would take him. I would pick up McKinnon.
Okay.
Also, I wouldn't play anyone except for Todd Gurley and Leonard Fournette in the Rams-Jaguars game.
Okay.
If you have anyone else on that team, on either team,
don't do it.
They're not worth playing.
That's suicide.
Yeah.
That's fantasy football suicide right there. So for me, I have a Dave Speaks coming out this week. I'm not really sure exactly who it's going to be with, what it's going to be about. You're going to have to tune in to find out. Also, for the State of the Network type thing, I know we still use the closing time music. We're going to get some new drops, some new segments, some new stuff coming out. So, like we talked about last week, the format of the show has been really honed in on Boston sports talk.
Mm-hmm.
And we got the Boxy Boys coming out, or the Boxy Boy this week, right?
It is the Boxy Boys, but it is a singular boy this week.
A little solo dolo show.
Yeah.
Josh Dow will be taking care of the Boxy Boys podcast this week, and he said that he'll always have one. So he'll be good to go. It's just going to be his partner that will be joining them occasionally here and there.
Yeah.
So you can expect a weekly podcast from them now. Like we said, on Wednesdays is going to be their schedule. Of course, this is a Thursday where you're hearing this, so I think that format works a lot. 4-Star Sports Bar Review Podcast will be out on Monday, starting its bi-weekly schedule. That'll be on the same Mondays as the weekend of Dave Speaks. So you'll get a Dave Speaks on Sunday, a 4-Star Sports Bar on Monday.
I'm super excited for that podcast.
Yeah, me too. It's going to be good. So that's all I got, right?
Yeah.
We good?
That is the current state of the network.
That's the current state of the network.
So
more to come.
Yeah.
More to come.
Subscribe,
rate,
review,
and subscribe.
And then unsubscribe.
And then
again.
And then do all that again.
And then review.
And then get political.
Yeah.
Trump hit he shot a 73 today in rainy and windy conditions.
Not bad.
Is it like
is it like
a 73 the same way like Kim Jong-un shoots like a 28? like on through 18 holes. Like they just put the ball in the hole. And
Yeah.
Congratulations!
Yeah. Oh, 73. That's pretty impressive. Good
He's
for him.
supposedly a good golfer.
Yeah.
He does it enough. So
Yeah, I would hope.
Yeah.